Well, welcome to a very windy day in Wales. But then what's new? Wind and clouds. I'm out here, hopefully in what I thought was a quiet spot, but it's not all that quiet, to do another test of the large aerial, the tank whip. I don't know why people call them tank whips, but to me a tank whip is supposed to be 12 foot. These are only about 8.5, 9 feet, depending on who you hear about. I'm going to do another SWR test on it. Last time I did this, I had one or two people saying that I didn't do it under ideal conditions. So we're pretty much ideal now, as best I can make it. So first of all, we're going to do a test on the standard tank whip, which I thought was a little bit too short. And then we'll do another test and extend it slightly. So here we go, wish me luck. Channel 40, forward, full scale. Reflected 1.5, reflected 1.5 on reflected 1.5 on channel 40. Back to channel 1. Forward full scale. Reflected 1.5. So that's on the UK. 1.5. Now we're going to go on to the other channels. The CE channels, the EU channels. So forward, channel 1 on the EU channels. Just adjust that slightly. Okay, and reflected, it's nearer 2. Nearer 2. And we'll go to channel 40. Forward, reflected, just over 1.5 to 1. So the worst channel there is channel 1. We'll get an accurate reading on that. Channel 1 on the EU. Get it absolutely spot on. Channel 1 on the EU there. Forward. And reflected, about 2 to 1. So I reckon that the aerial isn't long enough. What I'm going to try now, this is a bit difficult working in the car. I've got this here Springer thing, and I'm going to put this in the aerial to extend it a little bit, and we'll see what happens on that channel, on where it's 2 to 1. Okay, so now we've put that in the bottom. That makes the aerial about 4 inches longer now by inserting that spring in the bottom of it. Okay, so we'll now go and do the tests again. Right, back in the car. Now the worst channel was channel 1 on the EU. So we'll try that one first. Put it on forward. Yeah, pretty much spot on the set. Now this was 2 to 1 before. and now it's 1.5. So a big improvement. So that is 1.5. That's okay. Now we'll go to channel 40. Of the EU. Put it on. Forward. Pretty much okay. Put it on reflected. 1.5. Okay. Now we go to the UK channels. Channel 40 on the UK channels now. Put it on forward. Pretty much right. Put it on reflected. Very good. Well below 1.5. And we'll go to channel 1. Channel 1 of the UK. Forward. Pretty much full scale. And reflected under 1.5. So we could still do the aerial slightly longer, but this spring, putting the spring in the bottom, has brought it down nicely, so it now spreads well over all the 80 channels that we can legally use. So the tank whip on its own, too short. Put a spring in the bottom of it, and it's a big improvement. Okay, thanks for putting up with that. And just a little advert for my little town. This is the beautiful marine lake in Rhyl, and that's where I've been doing my videoing today. Thanks for putting up with me.